Hey friends, welcome to Stacking Pennies, joined by a good friend, owner of the O'Reilly team, Sam Hunt Racing. Mr. Sam Hunt, join us in Nonsense Garage. We're talking all things off weeks, Iowa, Knoxville Nationals, pit bosses of the week. And hey, if you stick around, you might have a chance to win a pit boss grill. We'll stack some pennies.
Stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
It tastes like gasoline, rubber, and victory.
We're just out here stacking pennies.
Wasn't the best introduction because it could be college football quarterback, past race car driver.
That might be a stretch, but
There's only one way.
I had a fire suit.
There's only one way to announce them. Financial major that somehow decided to own an O'Reilly team. How the hell?
Now,
Dummy.
that seems like a contradiction of all contradictions.
It is.
So let me go learn. But we've had some tremendous times together at the racetrack and away from the racetrack. But there's not many people grinding it out, doing it the right way like you are at Sam Hunt Racing. So thanks for coming in off of a massive day.
7th
and 8th?
8th and 9th.
8th and 9th for Dean Thompson and Harrison Burton. How does it feel on a week after that? Because most of the time, we talk about this every time we connect. It's like you never get any sort of pats on the back. It's always like, how do you be better?
Yeah.
How can you get more? How can you find more funding? How can you get faster?
Yeah. I mean, that's still always there. But I was joking with someone earlier that usually if one car has a good day, something happens with the other one, and you can never enjoy it all. But yeah, it was it was good. Our guys have been working really hard, and short tracks have always been opportunity races for us as a team, and we just grinded it out all day, and pit road was clean, and it was, I mean, for me, I'm to the point where I like seeing my people smile and have something to be positive about, and go into a little bit of a break with some momentum going to Daytona, and with Daytona being the cut race, it's just going to be absolute chaos.
Who's closest in your camp to get there?
I think they're both long shots.
Okay.
But I think there's 4 or 5 guys within 1 point of the line, and
3 of them are Gibbs cars.
Yeah.
Because I've been paying attention to it because of Raja.
Yeah.
We're 15 out, but it's the 18, 19, 54 all together.
Yeah.
It's going to be a barn burner. But 2 weeks off to think about it.
I know.
Really?
I mean, just Daytona on Saturday nights is always a bit hectic.
There's only one more in the regular season?
Yeah,
for you guys?
it's just Daytona.
Okay.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
what's it go? Richmond this weekend?
Richmond, New Hampshire, Daytona.
Hampshire,
Richmond,
yeah.
New Hampshire, O'Reilly's off on both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to go to both of them.
I got to go to both of them.
I'm going Bowman Gray. The next 2. Yeah, but how, before we get too far in the weeds, you race some ARCA stuff, you have a connection with JD Gibbs, but how the hell did you decide to jump both feet into owning O'Reilly's team? And you're doing it the right way. We see, and Tommy Joe seems to be doing it the right way too, but we see him being very vocal about how financially stressful it is to own a race team, especially on the O'Reilly side or truck team. How the hell did you decide to jump both feet into that, being a financial? Where'd you go to college?
I went to VCU.
VC. Yeah, we got to talk to your professor.
Yeah, you did not do a good job.
But you're a financial major,
Yeah.
VCU, and you jump both feet in the racing. Is it because you love it? Why did you decide this?
Yeah, I think, being a racer and playing football my whole life, I think competing has always been in my blood, and it's always been a component of how I want to live my life. So I think there was a little bit of fear of losing that, once I stopped driving or the opportunities kind of dried up.
Have we said the story on when you stopped driving on the show?
I don't know.
How many public how many public places have you said?
I
we
think,
heard it. We
I think
did it
DBC.
last time.
Okay.
I think DBC.
Okay.
Got the story.
Okay.
I think you're thinking of, because you were there. You lived it.
I lived it.
You lived it with me. So maybe we can.
So
hit
my
that
point
later.
of view on when your career went from being a race car driver to being a race car owner. We're sitting there at the Battle at the Beach. It was like this exhibition race they put on for the K&N cars. It was late model stocks and some modifieds on the backstretch of Daytona. Not the best thought out scenario, but nevertheless, it was still a race car race. And there was probably, say, 40 cars going for 24 spots, give or take, in the K&N race. Sam makes the race, okay, based off qualifying. There's no heat race or something, just straight up qualifying. Brandon Jones, driving for Gibbs.
Missed the race, yeah.
Missed the race for H. Scott, maybe Turner Motorsports, something. Big deal. Wasn't supposed to miss the race. So he's at the driver intro stage, and we're sitting there BSing, and he's got his fire suit on. He's ready to go race. He's locked in, right? Next thing you know, it was a PR. Who came up to you and
I think
gave
it
you a
was
little tug
one
on
of my buddies.
Yeah, he's like,
my team was half,
Who
buddies
owned your
at
team?
That time. It was just my own car.
So who was in charge of that decision? Because the
Yeah,
way you're saying
Shane
it, right?
Lockhart.
Driver intros,
no,
you don't know.
It was literally a logistic thing because he was over here on the driver intro stage, and the team, his dad's, his
Dad, we had a guy,
the
Shane
haulers.
Lockhart.
The haulers are
Yeah.
over
because
here.
it's Sam Hunt Racing at that time.
Dad wasn't even there.
So who made the decision? So
I think
so
Shane.
let's
We had a
let's
guy
tell
that-
the whole story. 'Cause
We had kind of
breezed over it.
Yeah.
You're at driver intros. You find out that you're
I actually, I don't know. I mean, this is right before you had your iPhone everywhere you went. So we were going across the stage, I think me, Corey, and Brandon, and they announced me as the wrong name. Or I thought they had announced me as the wrong
Driver
name.
number 18, Brandon Jones. And he's
So,
like, ha ha, that's funny, right?
I thought maybe they messed up on the sheet. But when I got back to the impound, there were seat molds on my roof and
Belts getting changed.
other people, and I think Shane, who was kind of the guy that held my deal together, he found me, and
He probably made the executive decision, like, this is enough money where Sam would want it.
yeah. So I was instantly a little too sick to race.
Yeah.
I
Famished.
didn't get to drive my car. Got some capital to go to college with, but I had to leave the premise because I was too ill to race, and I think Corey was one of the last people to see me
Before you rode
walk
off.
out of the super stretch on my way out to go to the grandstands. And what's funny is like I never raced at a high level, so that race was live TV. So at home it was like,
Yeah.
man, I'm finally racing on Fox. Or
All your high school
something.
buddies are tuned in.
And then I was just gone.
How hard was it to watch your car roll off?
It was tough. It was really hard. It was like one of those moments that at that time you're just angry and confused and trying to understand the why. But looking back, it was the right decision. And, for me, realistically, at that point, between my talent level and what I was able to build or put myself in as a race car, like I've always been a realist, and I thought I was an okay race car driver, but I was never afraid to be honest with myself, and I felt like I was gonna need to find another way to stay in the sport if I was gonna stay in it. And I mean, I think Sam Hunt Racing originated almost from a point of like not wanting to have to dive into the corporate world. Like I was graduating, and Noelle and I, my wife, we had just started dating when I was about to graduate, and we were just sitting on the couch one day and had talked to JD and the Gibbs folks about some old Nationwide equipment they had, and they were willing to kind of maybe help with a little bit of old stuff if I wanted to try a small business. But I was just like, man, I love racing. My passion's with people and competing, and I'm gonna try and start a small business. And if anything, it's gonna delay my entry into a world I'm not looking forward to by a couple months, because at first I figured Sam Hunt Racing would have a good 1 or 2 month run, and then reality would set in. But like I just moved down to Carolina, and back then it was meal to meal, and I had 1 or maybe 2 cars and some tools, and the Yates Engine Shop gave me the corner of their building to set my car on jack stands and never charged me a dime for rent. Like I just found some really good people in the sport that were willing to.
How many people you have on payroll right now?
Around 30.
my God.
It doesn't include picker guys that
Yeah.
you pay at the racetrack.
Yeah.
It's a lot,
Yeah.
but like I remember a time where you're like, yo, I gotta kind of show that I can get some sponsor on this car. Can we just put flow coating on
Yeah.
the back bumper?
Yeah,
And like, there's
for
still
sure.
a picture of flow coating of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, give me some powder coat work or something, and just figuring it out.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the NASCAR '98, or NASCAR career mode of
career
like,
Yeah.
or like drafty car.
Yeah.
You could buy a little bit and need a
Well,
little.
and that's like, I mean, that first year, when it was me and I had maybe one guy that helped part time. That's how it was. Is we'd try and find a little sponsorship. We'd go to the racetrack, come home and buy a set of jack stands, and then go race again and come home. And if there was any money, buy a new spring. Like, there was never some giant investment where we just had this fleet of cars. Like, it was literally like, it was drafty cars, like one car with no
spring.
upgrades.
We got a left front Draco spring,
And
boys.
it's so funny looking back on those days, because when you're at that point, when you grow up just admiring NASCAR and the National Series or Cup racing or O'Reilly racing, like you want more all the time, and like you just want to be there. And then you start getting to some of your milestones, or you kind of get to a place that you really never thought you would ever get to, and you wish you would have appreciated the days of the van, or those like first years where like I
Good old
didn't know
days.
anything, and it's almost like ignorance is bliss. Like, I think if you asked me to start that journey again now, I know too much. Like, it'd be really hard. It'd be hard to do that. But back then it was like I
Doing
didn't
what you had to do.
Yeah, I didn't know people down here. Like, I had some friends that I raced with, but
More so drink with.
We
Some friends that we drink.
never.
we talk about almost on a weekly occasion on Stacking Pennies about like the grind of a middle tier to lower tier O'Reilly driver. I think what sparked the conversation last week was watching Garrett Smithley get sponsored by a bachelor party, right?
What?
Remember that?
Oh,
you were
I
here.
didn't know
I
that.
saw that.
So Garrett Smith, like, that's just general. Like, these guys are going on LinkedIn. These guys are going on the dark web to find anybody that's going to buy a set of tires.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you and your fellas going to
Butt
Knoxville this
face.
weekend? Yeah, butt face,
butt face
cream.
car.
I mean, if you're an O'Reilly driver, you are living and dying by a tire sponsor.
Well, and like I feel like O'Reilly drivers, right? If they find the next 50, 150, whatever it is, grand for that car, they just go and play race car driver for the weekend. It's great. But as an owner, like how many years you been in business?
We started in 2018 with the K&N car. 2021 was our first O'Reilly.
Okay, so 5
season.
years.
Yeah.
How many times have you felt like I'm going out of fucking business this week?
last week.
More than I'd like to admit. I mean, it's just so hard. Like, there's not a ton of equity to be built in our series. We don't have charters, so you're just trying to, keep cash flowing and keep cars on track and keep your people employed. And
Can we dig into that a little bit?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't say I've been beating the drum like publicly about it, but why couldn't O'Reilly's have charters?
That's a great question, and probably not a question for me, question for other people. But I know for me, I mean, like I just said, when I started this, it was there was not a lot of expectation for me. It was, hey, let's start a small business, stay in racing. If it doesn't work out in a couple months, I'll get back to the real world. But now it's 7 years later, and I'm 33, and I'm looking kind of at the next 20 years of my life, and it's got to make sense, and I love this sport. I love NASCAR. I love the O'Reilly garage, and I love my people more than any of it. But the model's got to make sense, and it's hard to make sense of it sometimes. And and again, my situation's different. I'm not a guy that started some giant business and am coming back or coming to the sport, on the tail end of a business career. with a bunch of resource I can just dump into it. But I'm a racer, and I'm at the shop every day.
I'm going to ask you some questions about the penciled out numbers of a O'Reilly car. You don't have to answer. You can say hot or cold, or you can say no comment.
We'll play like Price is Right.
So we had Chip Bowers on here, president of RFK, right? He got it pretty open about charter values and incomes and this and that. Generally speaking, Cup teams are making at the bottom $12 million in guaranteed revenue, give or take. Warm?
With sponsorship or without?
That's guaranteed just from NASCAR, no sponsorship.
You're frozen.
Frozen.
You mean at the Cup level or
Yes,
our level?
yeah,
Cup
yeah,
level.
yeah.
I think you're warm.
Yes. Then you're adding on, right, 200 plus a race, and so big teams operate 17 to 25 million bucks. That's a Cup team operating budget. O'Reilly's operating budget, from what I understand, it's about a tenth of guaranteed revenue. Warm? Okay. 1.5-ish, might even be on the high side. And then you're guaranteed, and you're saying 33 races? Mm-hmm. So you're racing, give or take, 3 weeks less than Cup guys on a tenth of the budget, where it's not a tenth. I put a tweet out this a couple weeks ago. It's not a tenth motors, tires, flights, hotels. That's not a tenth of the expenses. So you have to go rely in a teams like your position. You rely. It's the lifeblood of, unfortunately, having to take a driver that's bringing sponsorship. How big of a hit is it seeing Dean Thompson? How do those conversations transpire where there's seats opening up over here at Haas factory team, right? Chevy, quote unquote, factory team. They're building cars. Seat opens up, or they create a seat, and you lose one of those guys that is helping you connect the dots financially to keep your 30, if not more, employees employed. How big of a blow is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think with Dean, I have a lot of pride in the fact that we took Dean out of trucks when he was pretty low on confidence. There was not a lot of opportunity for him. And we've worked with him with 2 years, and I feel like gotten him to a point to where he's able to take this step. So yeah, it's a blow. But it's also, I think, for us to be successful, we've got to serve a purpose in the garage too. And I think driver development, not just driver development, but human people development, is kind of why we're in the space we're in. And, for Dean, we always kind of assumed that this day was going to come, because we knew, there was going to be opportunity at the top of the garage. And, he's worked hard to get himself in a spot where that opportunity makes sense for people like Haas factory team. But, I think it's tough, but it almost isn't something that's surprising for me or our team. I told Dean in Iowa this weekend that the best thing he can do for us is go win races in the best equipment. And, I think, for him, there's a lot of pressure, just like any driver stepping into one of those seats, that, the expectation isn't to run in the top 10 anymore. It's to
trophies.
win, to win every race or be in contention to win every race. So, I mean, it's always tough. Like Dean, he's become like a little brother with the amount of time we spend together. And
isn't he like a jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, he's a fighter. Yeah, he's done some of that, some kickboxing.
Could you take him?
I wouldn't try. He's got the driver screw loose like you guys do, where
shark mode.
Yeah, yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. I think that's why I didn't.
But
make
race
it as a
car
driver.
drivers also tend to think they're a little bit tougher than that.
There's also that.
so
There's
it goes
also that.
twofold.
Yes,
But-
there's a rational self-confidence.
Yeah,
That's a great point you bring up, because where you're at, it's not just drivers. It would almost hurt more if you had a crew chief that you groomed that got really good, and they're going to move on. But you want them to grow,
Yeah.
and you almost want them to outgrow you and go to
Yeah.
the Cup Series
Yeah.
or but you also want to grow with them. So I think it's a really mature place because you see a lot of guys who groom people, and in a good way. Don't get weird.
Easy, Epstein.
And they get, they have a hard time letting them go. Or,
Yeah.
Like, you want what's best for people.
Yeah.
In the garage, and it always comes back to you. So, like, the processes and putting that in place, I think it seems like you come from a really mature point of, like, look, I'm going to grow. I want these people to grow, but I also realize I'm going to have to let them go one day.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think for me, I've had to find fulfillment in different areas than I thought I would when I started this deal.
Such as?
I used to want to win for myself. Like, I used to want a trophy case, and I used to want this, like, validation of, being the guy or, the winning car owner. And again, as a competitor, I want to win every single week, but, like, I want to see my people win way more than I want to see myself win at this point. Like, there's a lot of people in our building that have left teams, that are much bigger and have more resource, and they've jumped on this boat to help build it while it's going, or building the plane while it's taking off. And I know Monday's going to roll around whether we win the race or we wreck on lap 1, and I want my people to succeed. And I know it's corny to say that, but for me and my role, it's like the only fulfillment I think is real. And because there's so much stuff we can just keep chasing, money, trophies, whatever it is in this sport and what we're surrounded by. And I mean, JD Gibbs, I was 17, 18 when I first interacted with JD, and, like, I'll never forget walking through the shop with him. He knew every one of his people at this, like, extremely deep level, and he cared about them. And I mean, at 17, 18, I knew you. Like, we weren't mature, nothing was sticking in our brains, but that did, and it like inspired me to, want to be in a similar role where I can change people's lives or provide for people. And I mean, I think my mind's in a much different place than it was, and it's kind of the only way to get you through
the dark days.
Like, I love seeing
there's always the next thing that you're going to chase a race or two, but personal relationships are what really matter.
Yeah, and I mean, just like you guys or the friends I have in the sport, like, nothing makes me happier than, Corey. Corey's like a little brother to me. Corey Heim, like, he worked with us a lot, and
damn, he about won that race for you. Was it
I
Richmond?
know. Richmond, Atlanta, Iowa. There was a couple that
he was in the mix.
He was in the mix for. But I love seeing people that I love get to where they want to be. And
where we want to be? We want to be a commercial break. So let's take a quick break. We're going to talk about.
Hey, we got off weeks coming up, but you don't. We do.
I don't. I got a couple.
We do.
Yeah, we're hammered
Not
down
him.
building seats. Yeah, I'm curious on what you do with the off week, or
You know what
there's
I
such
do.
thing about it.
Going to Knoxville, going to race Bowman Gray.
Ooh, let's talk about that, because there's been some large crashes.
We've got some good stuff, but I want to know what it's like for a team owner, how to keep the doors open on off weeks, because I know it's the most stressful part too. But let's
Sleep
catch
in the
that on the
shop.
other side of the
Vacation.
break.
All right, coming up right after this. All right, guys, we're back. I don't have off weekend. I'll tell you, I went to the beach, to Oak Island this past week, Monday to Friday. Anybody with kids it's not a vacation. It's just parenting at a different location, which rings true. And there's more ways for your kids to die at the beach than there are in your own home. But it was a blast. I loved it.
Dude, you didn't go to Jersey Shore. You didn't go to the real
I don't
beach.
think Oak Island for me would be like another one. I mean, we had a nice little Airbnb off the beach.
We got to
walked
do
it.
stuff as racers. I can sit on the beach for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm the same
at the
way.
most.
I'm looking for a
drives my
go-kart
wife
park.
crazy.
I'm looking for a wax museum.
Yeah, anything.
Something.
Bring me to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Kelly could sit there on the beach with a Kindle and read literally from 9 in the morning until the sun went down.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind.
She's-
I need to go
Noah's in the
get
same
some
boat.
tarot card reader
Yeah.
at Jersey Shore to
Just
tell me my
something to throw.
Is this, should I be an Xfinity team owner too?
Take me there.
Absolutely not. One more time. Let's try it.
What does your off weekends look like? I'm going to a bachelor party at the Knoxville Nationals, Patrick Molesworth's bachelor party.
Yeah.
And then flying back Saturday morning
With a
to race
camper? What are
Bowman
you
Gray.
doing? Like,
camper. Yeah, I don't know how else.
So you're flying out when?
I'm flying out. Well, first day of kindergarten for crew and first day of third grade for Harper on Thursday, so I'm going to be there for that. Then fly out Thursday, get there about 2. I rented a car just in case I got to sleep in it.
Yeah.
And then fly back Friday morning at 8:30 to race Bowman Gray, twin 50s at Bowman Gray
Flying
Stadium.
back Saturday.
Yeah, so I'm going to miss the A-Main, but I'm going to go experience that and show up for my buddy Patrick, dude. That's who I moved here with. I don't know if you know Patrick
Yeah.
Molesworth, but it's going to be a great time. Hopefully
If
try to
you've
keep those guys
been
out
in
of
and
jail.
around Mooresville in the last 10 years, you know the legend of Patrick Molesworth.
Patrick and
for sure.
Duncan. the
He's
Molesworth
in
brothers.
St. Thomas, right?
Duncan's
Yeah,
in St.
yeah.
Thomas, Patrick's in Venice
Chilling.
Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, just chilling.
So, yeah, big wedding in Italy
They've
coming
had.
up.
Did you see that crash, Macri again? In
At
the one at
Knoxville? I didn't see much from Knoxville this
my
week, but if you're going to
God.
wreck, you're going to wreck there.
That's what y'all didn't ride over there for the 360 Nats this past weekend, did
No,
you?
Gainey, a couple of the guys did after we got out of the racetrack.
Have you ever done the go-karts over there?
No.
You've
Are they
done it.
great?
No, I've never been to Knoxville.
Oh my God, the go-kart track, their slick track. It's
Really?
unbelievable. Yes.
If I would have known that.
Yeah, but what's it
yeah.
called?
Slingshots maybe.
Is it like S&S in Pocono?
Outdoor, a little bit bigger of a track, same
Okay.
thing. Oh, we've had some big time there. Oh, it's
I've
awesome.
never been to Knoxville, but like I look forward to an off week because I like racing. I'm an idiot too, and I
Yeah.
own my own race cars that don't make money. But like I know from the business of racing, guys that either start legend car teams or even like micro sprint teams, the only way to get money in the door is to be racing or testing, but you guys can't test. So like how tight does it get when you do have off weeks?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, ultimately when we build our budgets, in November, we know the schedule. So we kind of
Slideways.
That's the goal.
Slideways
Slideways, bro.
in Knoxville.
Yeah. Oh, it's like half mile from the racetrack. It is
I'll
awesome.
have to make a note.
Yeah,
You better go.
I'll be there. I'll report back.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because
These are the cars.
He's on this.
I know,
too.
I
He's
wanna
there
see
right
it
now.
These
now.
are the cars they use.
They got one's non-winged.
Yeah, you don't want that one. That
No,
one.
you don't want that. There's no downforce.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Anyways,
Did you go this weekend?
no,
He didn't
I was
go.
out there.
He said,
I
"Oh
was at the
God."
beach chilling.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So anyway, off week,
Anyways.
and you still got to pay the payroll.
Yeah, it's tough. We plan for it as much as possible, but there's so many variables that you hit from February 14th to now. And you're kind of in that point where you want to do so much with your time, and we do, but you got to be smart about, what you do with the time as well. So yeah, we've had a strange schedule this year. We ran 16 in a row to start the year, which we've never done before, which was really tough. We've got our West Coast, the San Diego Sonoma, that is never easy logistically, and now kind of getting through this month the best we can. So I love it for my people because it's a good break, and they can all go spend some time with their family. A little bit harder for me to just fully let go.
I wanted to kind of shift gears and talk about the car because there's so much good stuff going on with the O'Reilly series. Viewership numbers on CW seems like they're going up every week.
Yep.
Over 1 million, 1,000,001, 1,000,002. Incredible TV numbers compared to other minor league, if you will, sports series. The racing has been great. And that's the car out of all 3 series on national level that you can get a little bit closer and manipulate the car in front of you with some air by driving up to the left rear.
I wish they had it in the Cup race yesterday. Like when the 20 got the 54 and he tried the pack
Stalled
air
out.
and he got tight.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into the weeds with all that because I don't think the overall the Cup racing product is as dire as what fans think
The
it
Cup
is.
racing product was good. The
Yeah.
only thing, if you want to break it down simply, they have defensive tools, which they can put the car in front of you and make you tight, and they don't have any offensive tools where you can run up and pack air.
There you
In the
go.
O'Reilly series, you have defensive
Offensive.
tools where you can put it on their door, make
Yeah.
them loose, but you also have an option when you get behind them and the run up, pack air. Like we saw it with the 7 and the 00. Like those guys all, I mean, hell, they were all 3 wide and passing each other and putting each other in bad spots.
For
It was
10
great.
laps.
So, but here's where I'm going to agree. Yes, the O'Reilly car races the best. We'll give it that. It is the most. Trucks are the worst because they don't have composite bodies and everything's different on all those. The cheapest series that NASCAR pays out has the most expensive body builds out of all of them. At least O'Reilly's has a composite body, so you don't have to have your own fab shop and English wheel and all the stuff that these guys have to do at Collie.
But you're not allowed to do, though. I'm gonna say this, and you do a good job at it. You're not allowed to start a race team and then bitch about how much it costs, because we all know getting into it, right?
No, we're not talking. I'm just saying.
I know, but
zooming out,
but when you
me
look at the
unrelated,
truck series,
it's stupid.
It makes
stupid.
it makes sense to hear like what you're saying. I get it, but for the fans that are like, quit bitching about how much it costs. Like we get it.
Yeah,
we get it.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, fans they're firing stuff off, have zero any sort of equity into the sport whatsoever.
But we're doing a show for the fans, so I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to protect us here a little bit.
Fine. And people are going to, say what they're going to say anyways. But like, what we're also skirting around and not saying is the O'Reilly business model is the worst out of all of them. The amount that it costs versus the amount that you get back. Sure, the cars race the best. Now, also what keeps a Sam Hunt racing in a upper middle tier level competitively is why people want to go use him as a launch pad to a factory team, to a Haas or a Juniors or a Gibbs or whatever else, is because he can't buy the same stuff that those teams can. So everybody wants to hate on the next gen car. The overall premise of it, buying single source stuff with a couple tchotchke things here and there, at least Sam could go, if there was a common source manufacturer, he could go tell for example, a Carson Brown, a Tristan McKee, right? So these kids are coming up like, I have the same stuff that a Gibbs has. And my overhead is half as much as that. So you can go learn all your hard lessons at my place, and at least you have something offered. Instead of, however old your cars are, you can't get this pitman arm, you can't get that oil tank or truck arm. So I think the next gen car single source supplier is the only way, in my opinion, the only way for the O'Reilly series to be truly healthy.
Okay. So I have a question. How do you go to a single source supplier but not scrap the race car, because the race car is the best product we have? How do you buy the rears, buy the spindles, buy the truck arms, buy everything without going full blown next gen?
Yeah. Good question.
And what are you, and I don't put you on the spot, right? You don't have to leak news, but what are you hearing about the future of the O'Reilly car? Because there's a lot of talk of it going to a next gen style car.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see it change. I think we'll have something different than what we're racing now. I don't know that, but I think we've all been warned that there's change on the horizon. What that is, we really don't have an answer quite yet. But I mean, I've got the same thoughts. Like I've got 35 O'Reilly cars in our shop that, who knows where they're,
Maybe show cars at
yeah,
Buffalo Wild Wings.
There's that side of it, which is scary. And I think, there's a lot of the garage that, really thinks about the transition more than the vehicle and how everyone's healthy through a transition like that in our series and not, the Cup Garage. And I know that's something NASCAR's considering too. But yeah, I mean, it is, I think I feel like I'd put my people up against any people in the garage. I mean, if there's any strength to our team, it's the people I've been able to get in the building.
Human capital is what Roger Penske calls it.
Yeah. And, like Corey, you're right. Like we have good race cars, they're Gibbs chassis and, they're a couple years behind the ones that they're racing, but they're still really good race cars. I think the tough part for us is there's not a lot of levers we can pull to access more. Even if we want to do it ourselves, it's hard to find machine shops that want to build 4 spindles. Back when the Cup Series was running these cars, they'd make 100 of them, and then the Nationwide Series, you'd get the hand-me-downs, and we're still racing spindles from the Cup cars 8 years ago. So we've gotten to this point to where
it's not sustainable.
The car is great and the racing's awesome, and like the racer in us all loves the current car, and I think TV is a good example of the racing, and the numbers we're getting are just phenomenal. But we are getting into a little bit of a crunch where it's like, man, for me, if there's a strategic way to get through a reset in a healthy manner, like maybe that's the great reset for our race team where, again, I feel like my strength is my people, and our extremely strong partnership with Toyota and TRD, who, are committed to supporting us. Like, as scary as that change can look, and as scary as it is, what do I have to lose? Like maybe that's the game changer where, all of a sudden we have access to the equipment we need as well. And with the people that I have and I'm confident with, like, who knows where that takes us.
So I am a advocate for having teams be able to race the same parts and pieces. There are people there's people with public platforms, particularly very successful Cup drivers. They were an advocate against the next gen car because they had the competitive advantage, right? So whoever you lean towards, whoever you prefer to listen to and put weight in this guy's opinion or not that guy's opinion, everybody's speaking through a competitive lens, in my opinion, when it comes to, if you look at junior motorsports, they wouldn't want to give up what the advantage they've got. Those guys run 1, 2, 3, 4 every week.
Back off, man.
It's because Skip's changing tires.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know it. But like, there's always going to be everybody's own personal agenda behind whether you do it or not. Now,
But when there's change, you either, like you said, you look at it as you can be mad about it and shut down, or you can look at it as opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's why you're successful, because you seem to look at it as, okay, give me the change. I'll figure out how to make it work with my people, put my people against anybody.
Yeah.
Now, what the Cup teams had, and it was less of a bitter pill to swallow financially because they had a large amount of guaranteed revenue coming in for the foreseeable future based off the charter deal. I don't think, what does NASCAR have to do, like, because every week when Bob Pockers puts up the purse split and it's $11 million for the Cup Series divided 36 ways, give or take a couple bucks. And then the O'Reillys is $1.1 million, right? Or the trucks are 600
It is
grand.
the big leagues. Like, it's the same argument with
I put the same
NBA
argument
and
of like
WNBA.
there's a loaf of bread,
I think
and
the
Daffy
funny part
Duck
is
cuts
the
it.
TV
this
numbers, how
little-
close we are.
I know.
That's where sometimes you're kind of like, man, we're
So NASCAR has to
not that
figure
far
out
behind, man.
something now, because when the wire hits the account and it gets divvied up to the Cup teams through their the race team alliance and all that, it's the Cup team's job to keep all of that stuff in the Cup garage and let just little bits and pieces fall to the lower series. I don't know how you generate. It would essentially, if the way it is for the next 6 years, the next media rights deal comes in, that is what it is. So maybe is the change on the horizon in regards to what the next media rights deal might be?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Like, again, we haven't gotten a definitive timeline on what it looks like. I think we thought maybe it was going to be a little bit earlier if you would ask me a year or two ago, but I think they want to be confident about how that change is going to happen and then how we all stay healthy through transition like that. So maybe, but obviously I think every owner, wants some, comfort in knowing that when this transition happens, there's going to be some massive investments needed to make it make sense for all the teams. And I do feel confident that they understand that at NASCAR. I think it's just, what does the plan end up looking like, and how do they make sure we all survive the transition to whatever the new car is.
I got a question that I've always wondered, and it kind of falls in this, but we're pulling us out of the weeds of the financial side of it a little bit, because we could sit there and talk about that all day. TRD has a great kind of training facility for young kids, right? We see Donnie Wilson's teams. We see the cars tour being so successful. We see Spire owning, getting into the charter business of sprint cars and high limits. I'll Chase Briscoe get into that. Yeah. What stops a Sam Hunt Racing from starting a cars tour team as well, or something along that lines? Because when I was younger, like, I remember being a kid and RCR had, Bush North teams or
Yeah.
different teams that Hooters Cup, late models that would feed their program. Have you ever thought about like working with Toyota on going Cars Tour racing or super late model racing as well, since you have the structure of having a race team and the people?
Yeah, it's definitely been talked about. I mean, I think I really wanted to get, the O'Reilly team to a point to where I was comfortable, before I made those branches of short track racing or whatever that might or could be. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a necessity to have a healthy business model, even in our series, and to be able to start developing younger guys, long before they can be in an O'Reilly's car. I think Toyota does a really good job of aligning their teams. Me and Kevin Ray, the GM of Tricon Garage, we speak every single week on kind of what's happening and who's coming through, or whether it's Bond or Donnie or the Nitro guys or the Gibbs guys. Like there's a lot of communication on like how do we keep each other all healthy. I mean, everyone's naturally always gonna look after themselves as everyone should, but yeah, I think it's important that there's a pipeline that starts maybe in late models through ARCA to trucks to O'Reilly's to the Cup Series, and how that looks. Obviously, JGR's got an ARCA program, O'Reilly program, Cup program, so they kind of have their pathway internally, where the rest of us, I think, maybe it becomes a little more of, whether it's in-house or whether it's just working closer with a Tricon Garage or a Donnie Wilson, and how we can all help each other, how they can say, hey, we've got a pathway to O'Reilly's with Sam, and maybe I can utilize a Tricon Garage for races where if I have a guy that needs more seat time or needs to run road course races or whatever it be, it's kind of always how do we help each other. And then LMC, like Legacy, they're making a ton of investment in the space and in the Cup Series right now, and they're extremely ambitious. And Jimmy and Cal and those guys have just been awesome to me, and they've been beyond helpful with the resources that they've opened up to our team to kind of help us grow. We help with
How's Jimmy as a team owner?
He's ambitious. Like
seems it.
Yeah, I mean, super ambitious, and I applaud him, and I think he's in a spot where he can and should be.
If you're not careful, he'll have Dario Franchitti and Scott Dixon in your cars for the road courses here before long.
Yeah, I mean, he's. I don't think there's any idea that's off limits.
He does cool shit,
him.
dude.
And
like he's a racer. He does cool stuff.
Yeah, and I think he understands the partnership component of it, and they're making a lot of investment to make sure their partnership experience is second to none, and they're just good people. I mean, Cal, Bobby Kennedy, like a lot of guys that have been.
Brother, you think about Jimmy Johnson though, and like people tell you, like we'll joke about you, why the hell would you do that? Think about him. How much money he made, how much success he had. He could have rode off in the sunset.
Yeah.
Now you see him in the garage, fast walking from meeting to meeting, like in the trench, threw himself back in the trenches. Because as racers, we don't know. Jimmy Johnson could have just rode off in the sunset, had a couple beach houses.
He did for a couple of years.
Well, he didn't. He went and did something way hard, like went and jumped into IndyCar.
No. Even after that, he went IndyCar racing. He did the thing there. Then he went
to England
wearing
for a
top
while.
hats, playing what's the thing on the horses with the things?
Croquet?
Yeah.
No, polo. Played some polo.
Never seen
hung
a
out
poor
with some
polo
real
player.
rich people, and he's like, you know what? It's calling me home.
I know, man.
I got to get back. I got to get back in the Pocono garage.
I think we all think about, like, you do this long enough and you're like, man, do I even remember how to do other things? Like,
No, I don't think we do.
on the days where you're
don't.
just like, man, I'm going to go do something else. And you get home and you're like,
What
man,
else is there?
I don't know if I can get out of this.
I just had this conversation in the gym at Hendrick because it was a rough week for Hendrick, and I said, it's the days like this where you got to think. We just ran 400 miles, ended up at the same place, and we're just racing cars.
Yeah.
And we'll figure it out.
Well, I joke all the time, like it's a pretty unessential business to the the world.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And I think even on my worst days, like, we're racing cars for a living. Like,
Doesn't suck.
it doesn't suck, and
It's stressful, but it
it
doesn't
is.
suck.
It is. But I've learned to like enjoy the
You got
stress
any
a little
good Coach
bit.
Joe stories?
Coach loves to tell stories.
Think about it, because we're going to come to a Joe Gibbs story.
We got to jump into
We-
Chicago a
we-
little bit too. We got to talk about some Chicago racing. That
where's
was a great
Chicago?
weekend. Or fucking Iowa.
Yeah, I think they were racing in Iowa.
We were at Iowa. I don't even know
we're
where
gonna
we
talk about
were.
Coach Joe and I. Yeah, we're actually going to talk about the race this weekend coming up right after the break. All right, buddy, we're back. You mentioned earlier in the show how you had a good relationship with JD Gibbs, and then inherently, Coach Joe, and that guy seems to be an incredible leader of men. And I've never, worked alongside him, never driven for him, but have always, certainly kept up with what he's doing behind the scenes. What is he like to just have a conversation with?
Yeah, I was fortunate to spend 2 hours with him, a week or two ago, and every time I leave a conversation,
What's his office like?
It's really cool. It's a combination of football and race cars, so it's like,
Big desk.
yeah, nice desk, and then a big round desk behind in the back where he says there's been a lot of good and
Passionate conversation.
passionate conversations. So, it was fun getting to sit at that table and hear about some of the passionate conversations of, the past 20 years. But yeah, I mean, the guy, he's a total X factor. Like, you spend time with them, and he's Coach Gibbs, and he coached the Redskins, and but there's a way of how he talks and how he's genuine, and how he cares about his people, that again, you meet people in this sport that say they care about XYZ, and the actions don't always quite follow up with what they're preaching. But Coach is just he's just genuine, and you leave conversations with him feeling like a better person, and you feel like he's doing it for all the right reasons. And he was encouraging me, which was really cool, and just telling me about the original days of Joe Gibbs Racing, how they got into it really not knowing much about it, and it was kind of a hobby, and they were not good, and it was just kind of a messy start. Not messy, because it was almost a hobby, but he, on one token, encouraged me to just keep pushing, because there's going to be, the sport's going to look different in 20 years than it does today. And on the same token, really encouraged me to enjoy the days I'm in right now, and to enjoy the grind of what it is. And he's got 400 or 500 employees over there, and you can't be but so close with 400 or 500 employees. And he just encouraged me to embrace the days that I'm in now, where you're just grinding it out, trying to build a race team for the future. And yeah, I mean, he's just he's a special guy, and I always think that he is, and then I leave a conversation with him, and you're just lighter on your feet. So I know he's the X factor.
He's there
over
feeling
there for
motivated.
Sure. Yeah, and I think too, he's got a football background.
Yeah.
So for people like me that played sports my whole life, like, you kind of get to re-experience having a 5-star head coach experience that you don't really get all the time in NASCAR, in a world of engineers and mechanics and people that have been
What
really
sets
car
a
people.
5-star? Because you've worked for probably all stars of football head coaches. What separates a 5-star Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs from a 3-star football coach?
I think he's just so confident and calm at the same time. Like, I think I've had a lot of fiery coaches that you just can't get to stop preaching and talking and screaming and trying to force wisdom on their players, where Coach, everything he says holds a lot of value. And
from putting the work in, man. That calmness comes from putting the work in and doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So many people have been to the mountains he's been and done it. And I'll tell you what kind of got me, like, I don't know Joe Gibbs. I knew JD because he was just a friend of everybody in the garage. I didn't really know Coy. But one thing that hit me yesterday was like, man, it's been what he's been through, losing both of his sons, and just how I couldn't even imagine that. But to see Ty get out of the car and run up, and the first person he jumped in his arms was Jackson, JD's son, that changed his front tires for him, and to see, you know, the grandkids now have such a big role in the Cup Series. In the same place where they started, they didn't really know what they were doing, and now you look at, when you think about the conversations at the desk, right, of like Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte, Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, like, holy Joey mackerel. Logano, But to see Joey Logano, right, to see his grandkids now be there and having success. I mean, I think the 54 team, if we shift gears to Iowa, I think they're championship. They're second in points. I think where they're at right now going into the chase, they're a championship favorite, and it's a great mix of putting his grandkids, young guys that are talented. They're not, you know, people could say whatever, but around veterans that have won either on the pit crew or like Cheddar Bob.
Yeah. Second in points, the 54 team is.
Yeah, he's second. Like, that is amazing to see, and it's got to be so gratifying for him. And you think about the horrific stuff he's gone through in the last 10 years, but then to see those boys carry on the legacy and knowing that he's going to leave it in a better place, it's really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think what a dream that is, to have your family generationally so invested in the mission. And I think with what Coach and that family's gone through, like, what a testament to their faith. And, you know, for them to be so encouraging to others and just being the way they are with what they've gone through, it's, you know, you almost catch yourself complaining about what you might complain about and realize, man, this guy's gone through more than, you know, hopefully I ever go through. And here he is trying to change my life in a positive way. You know, I think those are experiences we all feel like we can survive and get through and be better on the other side of. And again, he's an incredible guy, and, you know, he's a legend. And I'm so fortunate to have a small relationship with him.
What I love selfishly is that, like, JD's sons, Jackson and Miller, especially. I mean, Ty's driving, right? That's great. But Jackson and Miller, if they're not going to be drivers, they could just go right to the marketing side or have a desk and do whatever. And they're like, nah, we're going to jump out in front of, like, the most stressful job in the world that is, like, you know, it's not.
Miller a Jackman?
Miller's a Jackman. He's coming up, and Jackson's a front tire changer on the 54. And they were like, and I think Miller even went to the executive side. I was like, no, I got to pit practice. And, like, that's a grinder's job. Like, it's in the grand scheme of the world, it pays well, but it's not like you're not making millions of dollars. You can only fuck it up. Like, you know, like, it's when it's good, everybody's like, yeah, good job. But when you mess up, and they're like in the trenches, like, no, I'm going to do this. I don't want to be an executive, and I'm sure they'll get there one day, but to jump into it and be a pit crew guy when your grandfather is the owner of the team, I just think it's cool as hell, and it's not talked about enough.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, I don't know, those guys are athletes too. Like Jackson, Miller,
UCLA,
those guys
App State, they both played at App
State. They were players, and, like, I think we just all have this desire to be in the fire. Like, I think it's so easy to be like, man, I just want to get here or there. I want to have this or that. But in reality, like, we love being in the fire. And we love having our back up against the wall. Like, that's why we do what we do. And I think a lot of times, even in my role, like, in how tough the model is with what I'm doing, I think I like the challenge of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, no one wants to take this on. No one thinks it'll work. It's like, all right.
We get that question a lot. Like, even Corey, when his Cup deal dried up, and they were like, what are you going to do? And he's like, you know, you were like, I'm not going to race. I think I'm just going to walk away. And he's like, then the truck deal comes up. And you jump right back in the fire. And that's like, people ask, like, why do you go racing on your weekend off? I don't know. I have to be in a trailer with my race car, trying to make my race car faster than another guy.
Doing something hard.
With other people.
Yes.
With your friends.
Well, that's why anytime we went to the Snowball Derby, I just wanted you, my brother, like Zach, to pit it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pay for a Hendrick Pickering.
Well, you didn't want to pay $50,000 and go drive for Kyle. Busch,
Yeah, I could have.
Like,
Right, I could have
yeah.
put some. I would rather go down there and spend the week, share a bed with you.
He steals all the covers,
in
by
some
the way. He's
borrowed
terrible.
freaking Airbnb,
Twin
like
bed.
Yeah, like no, it was a
Big
full.
bad.
It
He stole all
was
the
a full.
covers. It was a bad deal.
Like that's why you do it.
But that's what you try to not lose as you grow in the national series. Like, I think as we grow, like, we started with that environment. Like, our first year, we had the van. We pulled all the seats out. We put 6 bean bags in the back of the van. The whole crew or road crew, the weekend warriors, which were just, guys that helped on weekends, we'd all jump in and ride a Sprinter van up to Loudon, and that
just sounds
was
fun doing it
just
right now.
part of the why we love doing what we do. And
Now you can't hire maybe better help. You can't convince somebody to leave a victory flight.
It sounds
in
good.
their own
It
in their own
sounds
hotel
good.
room.
Well, when you're not doing it 33 times
I love
in a
it.
row.
It sounds good until I'm driving back and it's 2:00 in the morning and I got
In
3
DC
nicotine
traffic.
patches in my mouth and a shitty gas station coffee, and I've eaten nothing but Arby's for 2 days.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I need to go. Get me on a plane.
The drive down's always fun. Like we drove to Atlanta this spring because prices on everything are just continuing to climb, and it was like, hey, we're cutting the spring flight out of Atlanta. We're all driving. Like, it's not that far, but still.
I'll bring you guys to the aquarium when we get there.
When you fly the years before, it's kind of like, how's everyone going to take this? But it's a lot of money to be saved even for one weekend's worth of flights. And, I think everyone loves, the drivers rode with their road crews.
That's cool.
Like in an SUV.
Should make them drive in the truck.
Yeah.
In the hauler.
In the lounge.
We're all going in the lounge,
You
boys.
get this glimpse of what you used to do, or why you fell in love with what it is. But then after the race, when you
want to go home.
you wrecked out, or it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
That van ride
Not
is
as fun.
not the same
No, it's fun.
going back than it is going down with all your optimism.
Like Dale Inman always says, it never used to be this easy.
Yeah.
Driving to Riverside.
This
back.
stuff ain't always been this easy.
Let's talk about a little bit of Iowa.
I thought the O'Reilly race was great.
Yeah.
It was cool for Rajah to run second, and it was the strategy came into play with the 7 staying out. Kind of caution came out almost a little too early to pit. Then everybody pitted, half the field pitted. Some guys stayed out, and it got jumbled up. A lot of cautions there at the end. But I just felt like it was super competitive all the way through, more so than usual. I know the Chevys were really fast. The Haas Factory team and Ryan C just checked out. It's cool to see the comers and goers, and it was the restarts were crazy. 3 wide.
For 10 laps.
I'm almost bummed. It needs repaved because the track's coming apart.
Yeah.
But I'm almost bummed that they're repaving it because it was such a good product all weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was great. I've loved Iowa since we were racing East cars there. But it was a grind for everyone. And I think the O'Reilly series right now, there's 23 good race cars, really good race cars. And, for us, we think and we want to be the very best independent team out there, which I'm confident we are right now. It's how far can we cut into the affiliates or the alliance teams, and with Clements and the 96, 99 being RCR cars, the 87 being an RCR car, there's really no independence. I mean, I think I know Jordan's got a relationship with RCR, but there's only a few of us trying to do it on our own. So when we do have days where we run 8th and 9th and beat a few of the JGR cars, and
Can we give a quick shout out? I don't know if it's conflict of interest, but Parker Retzloff is on the wheel, dude. He's in the chase. That kid is doing a great job.
I remember when he first showed up at Richmond, it was probably 2 or 3 years ago, driving the 3rd Sieg car. A car you showed up and you're like, I don't know if this car's here to race, or is it here to be here? And he qualified second. And I think the entire garage was like, whoa, who is this kid?
Yeah.
And for a long time, he is a qualifying machine.
Oh yeah.
He does good. He's always
And
up front.
he does a really good job.
I
And
saw an iRacing one time, and he passed me so fast, about spun out.
yeah, he's
He's
like
like
that's
the-
his background,
yeah,
right?
like the
He's like a
iRacing guy.
pro iRacer. So he does a great job. He's in a good car, like he's in a good situation. Again, I think a lot of Parker, and I think he's got it.
How closely
Fast
do you
forward
watch the
Sunday.
Cup race? The Cup
Yeah.
race, yeah. What talking about? Like, how
What?
closely do you watch the Cup races on Sundays?
Not extremely close. I watch it. I keep kind of tabs on where the Toyotas are running, or people we work with. Like when Corey runs, we always keep an eye on him.
Been good to watch.
My wife doesn't necessarily want me racing all day Saturday and then
Watching
sitting on the
racing
couch
on.
for 5 hours on Sunday. So we'll have it on. We'll keep track of it, but Sunday's really the only day I've got to do anything
yourself.
else.
Yeah, before everybody starts calling.
Yeah, so
Sunday for me's turned into home repair
yeah.
stuff to do. I've done a lot of cool stuff in my life, but I've never felt more accomplished than when I wired and plumbed my exhaust bathroom fan.
Oh, yeah, the old fart fan.
Yeah, like I swapped that out. You feel more accomplished, right? When you rake the leaves or your sticks
This
in
guy's
the
about to
backyard.
have carbon fiber
Yeah.
doorknobs in his house.
Our house flooded on Sunday.
Sick.
Oh no.
Or last week. So I got a good dose of that.
Yeah.
You go. Now this.
Complete house was ankle deep.
No.
Yeah, and we live in a small little rancher, but I've got
How the hell did that happen?
we've got a sump pump in the backyard. The backyard's a little bit raised, and when it stormed, debris covered the drain, so the backyard went about 4 feet, and then it tsunamied through the entire house.
no.
It was so bad that I just laughed.
Yeah.
And then I think Noelle was like, you're pretty calm right now. And it's like, this is water. Like what we deal with on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Your stress threshold's way higher than the average
and,
human.
and minimal financial implications based off.
And
of-
we've got like Ryan Truex is our neighbor, and he's,
Hell of a neighbor.
My best friend away from racing, and a few other buddies in the neighborhood. And, we've got a group chat, and it's like, it's like a flare. It's like if anything is dire, you
Fire
shoot
one
the
off.
flare off. And I had 4 pickup trucks in my driveway within 2 minutes, and we spent about 12 hours shop vacuuming
Dang.
water out of the house.
Talk about financial implications. I was sitting there. I was walking. So you had to walk through the fan zone in San Diego. You had to walk through the fan zone when you come off pit road, through the O'Reilly garage to the truck garage. So I ended up seeing Sam, and then we were just talking about that, and the Harrison and Dean were getting in the cars. And, they start them by points, and they start rolling them out, and you just watch the two roll out. It's like it's just watching two sacrificial lambs rolling out for the slaughter. It's just that's
It
like
is.
every time
And
you
it's like,
watch a car roll out. It's, like,
it's so funny how different the
that's
race
the
is
risk.
in my role, and like what I watch and what I'm worried about versus I'm really there. On weekends, I'm there for the partners. I'm there to lead the team, but you're really there for when things go sideways. Like my road crews have gotten to a really strong point to where they don't really need me there. But you got to be there for when things start to go sideways. I was joking, we built a new speedway car for Daytona.
Why
Which is,
would you do that?
well, A, there was some inventory hiccup, and but B, like right now, we built a car for Talladega that Dean drove, and was I felt like the strongest Toyota, and we were able to replicate it. And for Harrison and Dean right now, as tough as the field is, we can't look at Daytona as just a race where hey, I hope I survive. I hope we ride around and have a good finish. Like I think we have to go there on kill. And it's an opportunity race, and it goes against everything as a team owner to, build cars for speedways. But I think it's the right thing to do for us. And I think Dean and Harrison
This
are
is
obviously good plate racers.
Slightly into the weeds, but like how much more time does it take to build a speedway car on kill than it would be to just lay one up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just it's like putting effort into something newer. You know, like in our series, going back to the cars, you know, we still have super speedway fleet, downforce fleet, brake duct, mild fleet, short track. Like we've got 6 different styles of race cars and then the backup cars. So, you know, you're always focused on your downforce cars and making sure, you know, they are as new and nice and, you know, everything you've got in them. And, you know, the speedway cars kind of sit for a majority of the year, and then you pull them out and you race them at Daytona, Talladega. And, you know, historically our speedway cars we've had an RCR chassis speedway car. We've had older Gibbs chassis speedway cars. Like the chassis itself has never really been a game changer. But, you know, we tried something in the spring, you know, with a different style build than we had in the past, just because we were like, man, we might as well try something. And we felt like it really worked and we could replicate it. So, you know, it's, like I said, I think it's an opportunity race. And
I've been on both sides of that.
Yeah.
So when I was with the 26, I remember with Jamie, we hadn't had much success. We didn't have any speed. And it was like, hey, we're going to build this Talladega, this fall Talladega car. We're putting our time into this. We're not going to win it. There's like 5 races in between. We're not going to win any of them. And we put all this effort into this car for Talladega, went and won. Right? But then when I was with Tony, I would be like half-ass in charge of all the builds of the cars. And we'd put all this time into speedway cars. And we'd either like run up front the whole time. You knew who was going to get to the front of a speedway race. And then it'd get flipped over or something. And I'd be like, we're sacrificing time on this speedway car. He's going to be fine anyway. Let's get a little bit more out of Richmond and Indy and these. Yeah. So it was different to your team because, like, with the 14 team, with Tony, you'd go to any track and win. It's like, okay, where do we want to put our chips on the table? But with Jamie and the 26 car, we were only going to win Daytona and Talladega. Yeah. So it's team dependent. So people are going to tell you that, hey, that's dumb to build a speedway car, but for your team, that's what makes the most sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, like the Chevrolets are pretty strong right now. Like those the HMS powered Chevrolets are strong. Very strong, and, you know, commend those guys for what they've done. But yeah, I think it's a big opportunity for us, and we're going to go all in.
All in. We're going to go all in on Pit Road Boats and Woes and the Pit Bosses of the Week coming up right after this. All right, friends, we are back. We're going to start landing this bird here. First, we got Pit Road Boats and Woes. And in that, it's going to be the Pit Bosses of the Week. Those guys have been great supporters of our show for several years.
This could be anybody.
You're not much of a griller, are you, though?
I am a griller.
Are you?
I got a pit boss in the backyard.
Me too.
Yeah. What are you profiling me?
I forgot the.
Is he profile? What do I not look like? A man?
Yeah, you don't.
I don't like a burger.
No, you look like a DoorDash kind of
ribs.
guy. You look like a DoorDash kind of guy. You don't look like a out there griller. I forgot what.
Don't shame me because you have a mustache.
I look like a griller myself.
If you would shave the bottom, now you kind of look like you got a touch Asian in you.
That's a flavor saver.
Yeah.
Some of that rib juice, but I forgot what kind of I've had for a couple years. It's got the little touch screen on it. What's your favorite thing to grill?
I like grilling steaks. I like smoking ribs sometimes.
See, I don't. If he told me he grilled, I'd believe him. You tell me you're grilling with ribs, and I don't believe you.
I've got a Pit Boss, like the flat top.
Yeah. Oh, griddle.
Yeah.
So that's my next purchase is the griddle.
Yeah.
Because I like the Pit Boss and the smoker. I like the pellets, but the pellets are a little. It can get a little cumbersome to clean up, but the flat top.
I make the mistake of not putting the cover on it, and if it's a hard rainstorm, the pellets will get dried out, and you got to do the whole thing, take it out. But then when you get it working, it's worth it.
Favorite thing to grill is smash burgers.
Yeah,
I'm a smash burger guy.
I am of late. Like this year, that's my thing.
The greasier.
Most of the time, we just are doing chicken thighs or like ribeyes, but if I'm really feeling into it and like not caring to cook for a couple hours, is smoking wings, chicken wings.
I like doing the ribs, wrapping them in tinfoil, apple juice every hour.
Have you done the whole Boston butt process?
No, I haven't done that yet.
No. I've done a brisket a long time ago.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do it, you got to do it on a Pit Boss because they're the best.
And
I think
these are
we're
Pit
going to be
Bosses of the
giving
week
them.
here.
We're going to be giving away a grill at some point in time on the show here, so you got to make sure you tune into the Pit Bosses. Who are the Pit Bosses at Iowa?
So the Pit Boss of the week. This is the person that either made the call, the pit crew that made the winning stops or had the best average, or just the guys that did the little things right to make you win. This week, we'll lead into it.
That's got to be Tyler Allen.
We'll lead into it. Fastest team of the week on average, 88 team, Connor Zilich's team.
Hey.
I'm pumped for them. They're a great team.
They finished.
They have the best average percentage-wise of setting up the pit box and not doing a pit stop all year. So
high.
fresh legs this time of the year.
They got fresh
They
legs.
crushed it. They had the best average. Hot stop of the week goes to the 24 team at 8-2. They've been the fastest every week in and out through the summer. But your pit boss of the week, buddy, you got to give it to Tyler Allen.
Yeah.
And look, there's a lot of talk about Adam Stevens taking 4. When you're the leader, you have to do it. You cannot be dominant like the 20 car was. He drove up past Blaney on 2 tires. But Tyler Allen said, I got to see some opportunity here. And they pitted the same exact lap. And right when it happened, I was like, oh, he did too.
Yeah.
Comes out with that advantage and is able to play defense and win the race. So there's been a lot of criticism over Tyler Allen in the last 2 years. They had Gabe Hart sit on the box with him last year and babysit him, more or less is what it looked like. He's grown into that role. He's got a great team around him. And right now, I think they're the championship favorite.
That took some nuts.
Tyler is one of the best guys too.
Yeah.
He is just a phenomenal guy. So I'm pumped to see him
You got to love
succeed.
it when good dudes have some success.
sure.
So, Tyler Allen, you are the Pit Boss of the week, my friend. We got a couple woes up here. First off, Austin Chase from the same place had some woes early, coming in, pitting from third. Left last car in the lead lap.
So
Let's
the
run the tape.
9, the 22, and the 54, all 3 are top 5 teams. We can roll them as we go. They all kind of had the same issue, different corners of the car.
Oh, boy.
The 9 team has been the best team throughout the whole year. And a small hiccup here from probably the best tire changer to ever do it, Nick Odell. Just a little hiccup on his pole. And this is the challenge for the 22, the 54, and the 9. They all had the same issue. The 9 on the left front, the 22 on the left rear, and the 54 on the right rear, where they dropped the car without a nut on it. They've been so solid that you get in such a groove and you have so much trust for the guys around you that you don't even check off on them because you just know they're going to do their job. And you have one small hiccup and the car ends up like this. You end up dumping all your track position. TJ did a good job going back, getting the jack and getting it back up and getting it fixed. But the 22 had the same issue on the left rear. Another guy who's had just a great career, Jake Seminara. But these guys are great. This is just how tight pit road is and how hard it is right now. A couple woes for these guys. My favorite woe, though, is this Blaney clip. Have you seen this?
No. Oh!
Do you have the audio from it?
Was that contact?
No, but so the
was
guy, so
damn
when you're in
close.
pit stall 1, they have the swing camera out there. And they must have thought that they were doing 4 tires. Listen to Blaney.
Oh, man. You're good? Holy shit, tell him to fucking get that camera out of there. I about destroyed it.
That would have been so brutal. Dominating the race. He's going out here on 2 tires on the lead.
Knock
And you
the
knock the
E-post
greenhouse off the car. Not blow a hole in the windshield with the damn camera.
I'd like to see
They're not aero sensitive.
I'd
Look
like
at that.
to see the
Look
shot.
at that, dude. Oh, my God.
I'd like to see the camera shot of that. Did they put it on the broadcast?
I'd like to see the camera guy, the shot of the camera guy's
Pucker.
butthole puckered up.
I would not want to see that one for the record. Number 22 car. Let's see what his woe is.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing we just talked about. He comes in, they get off the right side clean, and there's 2 things that basically happen here. Either the wheel's not back and doesn't get pinned, so the lug nut doesn't grab the threads, or you miss your button and the gun's going the wrong way when you come in. Or you.
Oh boy. Oh
So,
boy. Back.
I don't know exactly what happened to Jake here. It's hard to tell from this angle. But the left rear, you could tell pretty quickly because the car, when they drop it, it kind of free spins. So, like I said, 3 of those 3 teams any week, any way you look at the ranking, they're in the top 5, top 7. So hiccup for them. Good thing for the 54, it happened early.
Yeah.
I talked to their pit coach earlier. So we threw a pick 6 on the first play of the game, but we were able to come back from it. The 9 and the 22 both hit it inside the top 5, I think inside the top 3, and they both got mired back in the teens, and they never made it back up. So.
Well, didn't the entire third stage go green?
Yeah,
So I think
and if you got on the back side of 2 tires or 4 tires, it seemed to hurt. So
All right. 3 questions. Sam, it's not your first time on the show. Generally speaking, I'm asking a driver, you had one car and one track to race that the rest of your life. What do you pick? Now, I'll ask 2 questions.
Yep.
One, put your driver hat back on.
Yeah.
What's your race car, racetrack?
Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of car?
I think an O'Reilly's car.
Buddy, did you go over and see the USAC Silver Crown cars? this week?
Yeah, in Iowa.
They're like a second
I thought I was
faster
the
in the
man,
field.
and then I saw when I was leaving the track, I saw them ripping around, and
Dude.
Buddy, you go
realized-
look inside of them.
yeah,
It's like not much.
yeah.
That's why I told Lagana, I'm like, you got to go look at them things. He's like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm not driving that.
You got an 18-inch tire and a piece of carbon fiber separating.
Well, they're
you in
like
the wall.
cowboys. I went over. I was talking to Justin Grant a little bit. He's got like the stitches down his back, his spine. Like they're like bull riders.
Yeah.
Well, they wear it as a badge of honor. Yeah.
Yeah. But they
As
need,
you should.
you know what they need? Starters.
Tell me about it, bro. Tell me about it. I'm banging that drum real hard. Now, put your race team owner / like fan of the sport.
Yeah.
What is one, if somebody's never been to the racetrack, what race do they have to go to?
I mean, I think Bristol can fit both categories, but honestly, like the street races we do, I think are really good for the sport. I thought San Diego was
Awesome.
one of the coolest things we've done, and yeah, logistically they're tough, and there's a lot that goes into those things happening. But man, I am a believer in that, and from the team side with partnerships and sponsors, like that kind of excitement is healthy for race teams.
Amen.
So
You've been to like Spa though too, haven't you?
yeah, well, I lived in the Netherlands as a kid, so those tracks were within reach. But I'm also, we ran Mexico City last year, and we had our hiccups, but like when we touch like new cultures with our sport, it is good for business. As difficult as it is, and as much as the racer in us wants to run Darlington 100 times a year, like from my perspective, I think we've got to keep venturing out.
I love our
not that
schedule.
we have to let go of what made us what we are, but
We got to bring the show to the fans, and then
yeah.
you try to bring the fan to the show.
yeah.
I'll ask this for all 3 of us here. If somebody told you right now, hey, man, driver can't make it for the 410 Knoxville Nationals.
No.
You try to qualify this thing? No, bro.
No, you don't. There's things that you go and you dabble in.
Oh, talking about, such as there are things you dabble in and there are things you don't dabble in. One of which I was dabbling in. We went Saturday, flew up and back same day, roadkill nights, big Dodge events, kind of like they unveiled new
I saw you
cars.
there sitting in the dragster.
Yeah, they fired it up. I did the warm up. I pulled the nitro, pulled the brake, released the clutch, the whole thing.
You're almost a certified NHRA driver now. It's like the 3rd time you've done that this
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
And
it
you're kind of a whore because you
No.
did it with Austin Proc.
Well-
Now you're just all over.
Well,
Whoever will get you in.
this is the first time I've sat one while it started. I sat in Austin Prox. That was
What
pretty
it feel
cool.
like?
Buddy. I've never felt nothing like it. And it was just idling.
Yeah.
Tires are literally right here. Like you look over, like there's the bars, right? And those big tires.
No thanks, dude.
And there's like, I mean, you're sitting kind of like this,
Like a
and
sprint car.
the gas pedals unhooked because I was sitting there having it was doing.
Oh, you're about to blow the rods out of that thing on the stand, dude.
So it ran for like, I don't know, 10, 12 seconds, and it was, my eyes were just like dumping. I'm like,
Did you have a
don't
mask
cry.
on?
No, I'm like,
Oh.
hey, don't you usually give these guys masks? And they're like, no, you're fine. I'm like, I'm not fine.
Hey, cutting onions over here
and Matt Hagen's like, suck it up, big old pussy. You know?
with his cowboy boots on.
So I'd say you don't dabble with a nitro top fuel dragster for your first time hot off the couch or a 410 sprint car.
Buddy, Travis Pastrana, the baddest dude on the planet, came in here and said that the 410 sprint car scared him.
Yeah.
He's like, I was scared to death.
Yeah.
He said also he didn't fit in it, so he couldn't lift off the throttle, but that's also the whole point. You're not supposed to.
That's good. That's yeah.
Would you jump in a 410 sprint car right now?
No, I didn't make it in a stock car.
All right, so that's all we got, guys, and we're gonna react to some memes here on YouTube. But those who listen to audio, thanks for stacking pennies with us each and every week. How can fans follow along the Sam Hunt racing journey, or yourself, because you got some interesting stuff?
Yeah, I mean, Sam Hunt Racing on all platforms. We try and keep it creative and lighthearted, and
Yeah.
yeah, man, we're just trying to build a race team the old school way. So
Love it.
Hopefully we make it.
Stacking pennies. Oh, you're gonna make it, buddy. One day at a time.
You've made it already. When you look back,
Yeah,
you
you've
have.
made it.
You're just gonna keep new levels, new devils. Just gonna keep growing.
For sure.
That's it. As you guys are too. Thanks for tuning into us every week, whether you're listening to Sirius XM Channel 90 or wherever you find your podcast, or our video on YouTube at Stacking Pennies Performance. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for Stacking Pennies. More show on YouTube if you care to go listen to it. If not, y'all have a great day. Goodbye. All right, friends. YouTube exclusive meme reactions with my man Sam Hunt, Ryan Flores. We got some massive ones coming, and most of these we haven't even seen before. Let's see what we got.
This one comes from Twitter, and
I
it's
think
a sprint car.
this is what I was
Knoxville.
telling you about. Anthony Macri in the bottom in the red car.
Oh,
Dude, and he just came back from a spinal cord injury like a month ago.
what you don't want to do in a sprint car is a head-on collision. Like flips, everybody. The flips are always gnarly, but they're not bad as long as you don't stay.
Dude, look
But
at
this right
head
here,
on, man. Oh,
and the blue
left
car hit
side.
driver.
How was
side.
he?
I don't know.
Is that Brady Bacon in that blue car? Who's that?
Wrecked. That's what it is.
Brother.
That's exactly. If you listen to the show, this is exactly the reason why we wouldn't want to sign up to do it.
Yeah, you don't mess, dude. You don't mess around with sprint cars. Those guys are professionals. That's crazy.
Oh, this. I think I saw this one. Is this Ron Fellows' kid? Yeah,
that thing's
Canadian tour.
Canada.
Sam Fellows. That thing's already destroyed. That thing didn't just get wrecked from the that thing's got duct tape on it holding it
He's
together.
still driving it on fire.
Pulls
Get
on
out.
pit road. That looks like a nice track. Where is that?
You ever been in a car on fire?
Yeah.
No.
So I drove a street stock, like a '87 Monte
Yeah.
Carlo. Have fun. Just go to Wall Stadium, have some fun.
Don't play that yet. It's
They-
crazy how fast they fill up with smoke.
Well, it had like an electrical short, and I thought I was dying. I was like, I'm gonna run it out. You know, like 2 laps on the infield, like falling out like
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Like falling out of the car. So like I
Rolling
don't
on
make
the
fun of
track.
people.
No.
The sketchiest one ever is Jordan Anderson. Another team
Oh,
owner
yeah.
like you.
Bro.
Like when he just ejected in
Up
Talladega
against the
at
wall?
speed. That was
scary.
sketchy.
That was sketchy.
That was bad.
This was an incredible race. Lucas Oil was at Florence Speedway.
This north-south.
Yeah, North-South 100. Did you see the end of the race?
I didn't see it.
Oh, my God. Sliders for the last 4 laps. Some guy's last name's Rice won.
Yeah.
Beat Jonathan Davenport.
He had
Play the
great
run and
interview
tape.
on Flow.
Did he?
Yeah.
Play it.
Waves in the Ace Doran hauling the rigging restart zone. The Ace Doran 49 up front, trouble for Ebert.
So we
big
saw
stack up on the restart.
plenty restart crashes this week. It's funny how 100% of the time, every time, the person that starts the crash on a restart
Always.
never gets any damage.
Always.
The guy that misses the
Best to be the guy that
low
misses
high
the
pull.
shift.
They don't have.
That
They
guy
don't shift
drives
in,
off
They don't shift
perfect.
in these
Yeah.
things though.
Meanwhile, they got cars on top of cars, and they just wrecked 15 of them.
Dude, and these things-
Was it Richmond years ago when Cole Custer missed a shift going into one and we all wrecked?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he drove off.
Yeah, like no
Sorry,
problem.
guys.
It always happens.
No,
that way.
it was Greg Galding.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's Greg Galding.
These things, super late models have gotten to a point where like, if they rub each other too, they get pissed off because they're so fine tuned.
Yeah.
They're almost like F1 cars on dirt anymore.
They are. Because and this is a race, the old Cars Tour from Hickory Motor Speedway.
I was watching the late model stock race, but I didn't see the pro race.
The guy.
Oh, he missed the shift, too.
Missed the old
There he is driving away.
Yeah.
third, fourth pull.
Hey,
Cuts off
Mamba
his-
got in an argument on this on Twitter. He was saying that the guy that missed the shift should go to the back.
Well, the guy did it 2 times in a row and wiped out. Had this many the first time. I don't know his name. I don't want to dox him.
It's an interesting
Then he
take,
did it
though.
again.
Happens twice in a row.
Yeah, to the back, bro.
Well, I
Learn how to
raced-
shift.
When I raced the car last week at Wall Stadium, and it was a new car, different. You need to use the clutch to shift it. They didn't have like a Jericho transmission, so
You have to use the clutches in late model stock. It's dumb.
Yeah, so like in my modified, it's just like, pow, pow, and I got a real short shifter, and it just kind of falls in the gear. Where this one was like a long shifter, big throw, like elbow gets stuck on the seat. So under parade laps, like I tried to shift it a couple times. I missed it twice, and I'm like, okay, I'm just starting high gear. I'm not going to be that guy. So like at some point, you just got to abort and
Yeah,
just
you
start in
gotta not
high
be
gear,
that
ride
guy.
the brake, clutch
Yeah.
it a little bit. Like
Yeah.
learn, kids. Damn it.
Yeah, don't be that guy. Now, you see this, Fresh?
No.
This is awesome.
What have I
Same
been
thing.
doing all weekend?
North-South shoot. It's a B-main, I think it is. Heat race. Watch the guys left rear, right rear catches each other and just
Dude, he
launches.
hit the fence with the roof.
Is
that Strickler?
Came
in there late? That is a large. 3 cars upside down.
FK Rodden's instant replay
back.
here.
Here we go.
James
Oh,
and
boy.
Randy and see
Oh,
what
boy.
happened. Landrum down to the inside. They're going to make contact.
Then
Yep,
the
right there.
flipping car catapults.
But it reminded me a little
The guy
bit
on the
of
bottom.
the Turbo Unzicker
Watch
wreck at
it.
Fairbury.
Ding.
That looks like an
Yeah.
iRacing wreck.
Yeah, like it doesn't even look
It
real.
does.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it looks like an iRacing wreck. Damn it. A lot of money getting torn up there. That's how you know you're an owner and you look at it and you go, start counting.
Oh, dude, you see this guy? This is awesome. This guy was wheeling.
Oh,
Stafford.
this is Stafford, dude. Stafford is great.
Are these
class.
what do they call it? Pro stocks? What are
Yeah,
they
like pro stocks. They're
Like a limited late model.
yeah, they're like a late model. They're like a late model stock, but they don't run rear windows. It's like a Northeast late model thing.
called? Now, like when people, I
Wow.
have a pet peeve. Like when people on social media, they're like, "Oh my God, what a save!" and the guy still spins out.
Yeah.
That's not a save.
Yeah.
That
is.
a save,
That
bro.
is.
That's a save.
Who is that?
I don't know.
but, hey, kudos to him.
Tokyo Drifter.
There's a lot of good racers in the country,
Yeah,
dude. When
I
I go
know.
short track racing,
Yeah.
I love it. You know, we kind of live in a world where everybody's like, and we can get to the next one here, but when everybody's like, why do you do that? Like, because
Yeah.
we love racing.
Yeah.
This is why we
Yeah.
go. Like, there's a lot of people that do it for a hobby that don't make any money. These
I think I
things are
saw
gonna
this.
wreck.
Just a BMW doing BMW things.
Where
Let's
is
see
this?
what we got.
This is like a Japan race or something.
He's gonna run the back of this guy, isn't he?
He already is.
He's just sniffing him here.
Smell what he had for lunch.
I mean, hey, that's all fine in love and war there.
These guys probably have pit road speed limiters too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, look,
That's it.
that's it.
Rolling time.
That's
a
rolling
metric,
time, man.
buddy.
That guy's there. He's not being the rich guy. He's being the guy that's getting all there is.
I
to get.
love this. What is this? Give me these haulers.
Oh,
We
look
need
at
to bring
some of
these
that.
tractors back.
Dude,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cab overs, yes. Let me see SHR roll up
Yeah.
the 2 cab overs.
Yeah.
Some rush.
Yeah.
Some rush cab overs.
Dude, that is sick.
I think
Oh,
it's the
somebody
move.
had the old Peterbilt there though. Those things. It's how funny is it that NASCAR though? Like one person had something and
Yeah,
everybody has
everyone
the same
follows.
thing. It's everything.
Well, it's funny hearing all the Cup teams 2311 put that new hauler out,
The taller one.
the tall one. Now there's a bunch on order
Is there?
from other teams.
That's how it goes. Just because they have it, you know,
Yeah.
what are they gonna
Yeah.
do? Put an iRacing rig up there? Like, why do you need that?
Oh,
I sent
my
this one.
God,
I didn't see
Chad.
that.
Have you
show
seen
me
this? I don't. I
What-
want to know who thought this was a
Where
good
are
idea.
we? What are we doing here?
Oh, you're gonna see.
You're gonna
Just
see.
let it naturally, organically.
And
happen.
then tell me what you think's gonna happen after this. This guy's posted up in the middle of a stampede, bro. And then this boom! Watch the side. The guy starts booking it. This guy on the left, he's like, "Nope."
How does that happen?
Could you drag it to where the impact is on the
Like,
other? On
I
the
didn't
other
think it would be
side
that
view?
spectacular.
Yeah, but how do you not think that's gonna happen?
You got to get the shot.
Look at the horses, like, oh,
Oh, right here. Watch this guy on the left. He sees it.
oh man. That's exactly 1 horsepower right there. So, you know.
That's it. You ask for more horsepower, you got it.
That
pal.
may have been my favorite one so far.
Oh,
Oh no.
is this ice?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
like,
it's a bad feeling.
oh, someone's bailing in the back seat. Someone's pulling a Jordan Anderson.
Conche su madre. Ay, mierda, amigo.
It's way sketchier to jump out than it is to just ride it at 4 mile an hour.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, he
drove
saved
it.
it.
They saved it.
Oh no.
They're backing up.
Hey, that
These
guy,
guys are pros.
That's a real save.
Those guys know what they're doing.
Oh,
Hey, talk about a safe.
Real
Let's go.
save.
That's
Let's
a
go.
safe. That guy was in a bad spot. All 4.
kudos
blocks.
to everybody involved there, except for the guy that jumped out.
Yeah, that guy. He
Yeah.
ain't a real.
You can't
one.
get
Gave
back
up.
in. You got to
He
walk
gave
back.
That's right. You're talking about guys want to ride with you. That guy
Oh
ain't right.
no!
Here's Corey in the
Parachute
dragster.
ejecto-cetoed first thing.
No.
That's funny.
Oh,
Does he still win?
oh my gosh!
I guess that's a good way to.
Stabilize?
Well, what's the when you're bracket racing, your
Split
ladder
time it,
racing?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I need to slow down
Yeah.
half a second.
Oh,
Somebody was going
goodness.
backwards.
I was about to
up the
say I've
corkscrew.
never seen this.
It didn't work out for him. Maybe that's why they. Oh.
Anytime I see the corkscrew pop up in a video,
You gotta watch.
someone's launching.
Yeah. As a team owner, when you see that, I know where my brain goes to mechanic of like, it's gonna suck to clean this thing,
Dude,
and the trailer's gonna be filthy.
You're
Like,
gonna
we're
have
not
to-
gonna get rocks out of this thing ever.
Well, I think we learned why you don't go backwards up the corkscrew as well, because you're going to end up in a precarious spot. That's all we got. We're going to land the bird today. Sam Hunt's got a race team to run. He got
Thank
some
you,
stuff
guys.
powder coat. We got some God knows what else to do. But talk to y'all next week. Thanks for stacking pennies with us. Goodbye. Hey, friends, we got something pretty cool for all of you penny stackers. We've been seeing up Pit Boss. A chance for you to win a Pit Boss grill.
Love that.
The best on the market. There's nothing you can't grill on a Pit Boss. So if you've been watching us talk about grilling, judging our cooking, or sitting there thinking what you could do better, now's your chance to prove it, ladies and gentlemen. All you got to do is this. Head to the link below in our bio and get your entry. In between now and August 28th. That's Big Grand's birthday, too, by the way. August 28th. That's all you got to do. One of you thinks the serious backyard upgrade courtesy of Pit Boss. Get rid of that Weber. Get rid of that other thing. Get rid of that whatever else, because you need a Pit Boss.
And if you win, we expect pictures of whatever you cook first. We need it here
And
on the
samples.
Stacking Pennies Instagram. We need to fire that up, and we'll judge you. We'll judge on what you're cooking. Corey does not think I'm a griller.
I don't think you look. He don't look like a griller.
I am a
look like
griller.
You
Go
look
enter
like a
now.
griller.
Go enter now. Good luck. Thanks to Pit Boss for hooking us up, and keep stacking them pennies.
Be a Pit Boss.